Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode. So today we are jumping into the interior. I have ordered some stuff, got really excited, and I've already jumped in and done it. But I did film most of it, so I'm going to share that. But yeah, the next few episodes are going to be on the Kombi. They're going to be all interior based. Yeah, there's going to be 4 of them where we get into this episode. We're going to do seats. Next episode we're going to do the rock and roll bed. I've made a little bit of an episode on how to install them, because I was just sick of not knowing 100% how to do it. So hopefully if it turns out alright, we can work it out. And then the rest of the interior. So you might see little bits and pieces of like the next episode coming up, or one that I've missed and stuff like that. But yeah, it's all coming, and hopefully pretty soon. This is why these ones have taken a little bit longer to get out. But yeah, forget about that, or don't, but tune in for the other ones. But in this episode, we're jumping into the seats. So I bought new front seat covers, tops or backs and bottoms, and then new coconut husk, which is what the foam backing is, like for the foam for the seat. And order from a guy in Australia, and he just stuffed me around a little bit. I think also because of COVID, but he ordered stuff and then forgot about other stuff that I needed, and then so the last piece was a seat base, which took, I ordered them, and then it took 10 weeks, 12 weeks instead of the 8 that he said, and then the seat base took an extra 6 weeks, because I have to wait for another order, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, to make the story even funnier, he sent it to my old address that I hadn't lived at for about 7-8 years. And so I had to go knock on this random guy's door at a house that I used to live at and ask for a package that he kept. He didn't even send it back. The guy had literally, good for me, but had kept it there. And yeah, it was funny. I did not expect it to happen. But it's all good. Jump into the seats. I'm going to jump into it now, a bit of a time lapse. First thing I got taught or got told by an interior guy was to make sure you pad the seats out a little bit. He said you might not have to, he said, but I feel like when you put them on, they're just a little bit loose, like I guess like a baggy pillowcase or something like that. So what I did is, my dad works at a bus place and he has like some seating material, and I use that. It's a little bit thicker than, say, your normal material you get, and I'll show you at the end. It's pretty rough. It's pretty heavy duty, as you would expect on a bus. So I use that, and it worked really well. It's going to protect the seat bases from the springs rubbing through, and it's giving me that little bit of push, or a little bit of extra volume to make the seats look nice and full. And then the rest is just me wrestling it into place. And at the end, I'll go over the few little bits and pieces that I either stuffed up or didn't, and show you a few little tricks that I worked out along the way. and the finished product, and it's really nice. This is the one I did first. I did the driver's seat, and then I actually should have started with this one because this one's a little bit easier, but this one first, and it worked out pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. It needs a little bit more mucking around with if you're sitting on, getting it a little bit warm just to get it all sitting nice and where it needs to be. This edge needs to come down a little bit, and I need to take this little whoop-de-doo out of it, which is why this is a little bit loose. But yeah, on the back, just putting these pieces on was the hard part. I've been told you can say over that whole piece put a trash bag, and then these things slide on really nicely, but I didn't really want to leave the trash bag in there. I just wasn't sure, so I didn't do it, and I wrestled it, and it worked out pretty well. The few things that I picked up while doing it, on the seat base, they come factory with this nice piece of string. I need to chop this one a little bit shorter, and it runs around and pulls this bottom edge in nice and tight. And then on them you have, oh come on, actually on both seats you have these little hooks, which once you pull the string along and get it onto this side of this little opening that it runs through, you pull it over the hook and then you fold it down and you stab the hook through the material, and it holds it in place, and then the string gets it so you got some more than just like that little piece of material holding it. You have like this piece because the string runs through it and doesn't pull out. So on this side, on the back edge, you use factory, they use some wire, so I just got some nice like galvanized wire, tied it on here and then pulled it through. And then so when I was pulling it on, I was using the metal, like because the wire goes through, it gives you a bit more to pull onto rather than just like a little piece. And yeah, got them onto the hooks on the end. This piece I got a little bit overzealous and I tore it a little bit, I think because I was trying to tension it with the wire, which I shouldn't have. I should have just been pulling it and then getting it down, and it was good. And then I did the same on the back. I ran a piece of wire around here. It didn't come with a string, so I was guessing it's meant to use wire, and I'm pretty sure that's the way the factory is, that it has the wire on it. And yeah, it just, as I said, it just gives once you hook it through, something for the hook to hold on to rather than just the material, because otherwise when you jump on it, it'll just rip out. I do need to clean up those two. I left them on when I got them sandblasted and I've got to take them off before I primed them, but it's alright, I can clean them up. You don't really see them too much, but it's going to bother me, so I'll do it. And this is the material I use, so it's you can hear it. It's quite rough on one side. My thought was to grip onto the seat springs a little bit, and then the other side is more like it's almost like a thin carpet kind of stuff, and it worked really well. I had a few extra pieces that I put in the corners, just on where like the seat springs come to the edge, just to give it a little bit more support, and so I don't rip and pull through. But yeah, I'm really happy. They came out much better than I thought, and that's pretty much down to I bought good quality seat covers rather than the installer. So yeah, please stay tuned. I have much more coming up with the seats, going in the van, and more interior stuff. So hopefully these episodes will come out a bit quicker, because I have been a little bit slack trying to get these episodes, but I was waiting on stuff, and then the interior stuff is also taking a bit longer than I thought. So it's coming. Please stay tuned. Like and subscribe. Hit the notifications and the bell if you can. Ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer them. I really appreciate all you guys' comments and stuff like that. So yeah, please hit me up, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.